All right, maybe you work in a cubicle, and if you do, well, you've got a lot of company.
Yeah, and if you hate working in a cubicle, you also have plenty of company. Jeff is here to talk about cubicles being phased out. Jeff, for one, I wouldn't mind having a cubicle.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, no offense to you guys, but put me in a corner.
Yeah, well, if you hate cubicles, you can blame a man named Robert Probst. And in the 1960s, he decided that he didn't like the way that offices were designed at the time. You had rows and rows of desks, workers working side by side. All you heard were the sounds of the clacking and the typing from accountants and typists. Didn't like that environment at all. He was a designer at an office furniture firm, and so he created the modern day cubicle that so many of you are familiar with and so many of you may despise. But, you know, some workers may not want that cubicle and some workers may want it. It's just up in the air.
I bet you if you ask anyone who does a job that they would say that they would rather not function in a cubicle either.
I would like to have an office.
That's pretty much how a lot of workers feel. This topic was addressed in an article on the Daily Ticker where they pointed out that 93% of workers despise cubicles. That's certainly not what Robert Probst would have predicted. Nikhil Saval, author of the new book Cubed, says the cubicle is now associated with the perception of a dreadful, hated, and terrible white-collar life and is a symbol that the company does not care about you and that you are just another replaceable item. But some companies are doing away with the cubicle culture and they're moving employees into what's called open plan spaces. Open plan spaces look better, but psychological studies show they are a real failure because people find stress in that environment. The same problem as cubicles persist: noise, distraction, and no privacy. So maybe workers are just doomed with no matter what they get, whether it's a cubicle or not. I can tell you that in our industry, in TV, at stations across the country, in this one, you won't find cubicles like we had back in the 1980s. You walk into our newsroom, it's a very open environment. We all sit together in one group, and that's because the powers that be in this industry believe that we can be better functional and better at communication when we are,
it's a cyclical thing, though, because we've had cubicles here at times.
And there are some in the back over there where the reporters.
There's some, yeah, but you're right now, Jeff. The leaning is towards an open workspace.
Together, right? So you can hear everyone's phone conversation. You can hear everyone's. We all have TVs at our desk. Yeah, everyone's TV is loud.
And you guys know how I operate here. Well, it's back in an edit bay with a door
back in a cave.
Shuts.
He's antisocial off the air.
Right.
You can call me what you want, but I put together a lot of material every day.
Oh, here we go.
You know, these segments don't make themselves.
Oh.
We are not worthy to work with you, Jeff.
We know where to find you, though. You're not hiding.
There are introverts and there are extroverts, and some people are just better at being a self-contained person that can put out a lot of work.
Well, self-contained is a good description for you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.